We're doing something really, really different today, and it's something that has been requested relatively often. It's not really a video that I kind of wanted to do because I like for my videos to be about budgeting and things like that. However, I get asked a lot of questions about where do I get this, where do I get that? I get them relatively often, like enough to make a video about this. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you most of the places that I get most of my things. It's like a double-edged sword, right? So I kind of don't want to give up all of the things that I've spent a really long time researching, all of the trials and errors. I've been working really hard on this for a really long time. It's taken me a long time to come up to the correct sort of concoction of what machinery to use and what materials to use. It's been a lot of research, so it's a lot of hard labor, but at the same time, who am I to gatekeep this sort of stuff? So we're gonna go over to this bad boy camera and we're gonna sort of go through my office. So I'm gonna try and link absolutely everything that I've ever bought. There's some things that I can't link, like I can't link my vinyl cutter because it's like really old piece of technology. There's no way you'll be able to get hold of that. But anyway, let's go ahead and do that, and I will see you at the end of the video. So starting over here, we have the printer. So I have two different versions of this printer and I'll link both in the description. So we've got Mason over here, then we've got Fredo. Underneath here, we've got Peach, and then next to her is Ray. I've got like a little stash of their ink there. I've got essentially two different types. So if you look here, Mason has a little scanning bed, and so does Peach, but Fredo and Ray don't. These are the Epson ET1810, and I found them to be the most economical one I could find, really, and the ink is pretty cheap as well. I think I can get all 4 inks for like 30 odd pound, and then individually they're like 8 quid, which I think is actually really, really reasonable. Moving over, obviously we've got this stunning Mac. I don't know which one this is, but I know I could get it in a bunch of colors, but I just went to silver. One of the big expenses I have as a monthly expense is to pay for Photoshop. So that's one of the expenses that is really, really important to me. I've got my notebook and stuff like that. I've got pots of pens and highlighters and all sorts of stuff. The paper that I use is this HP Color Choice. This is the thicker one. I found that it has less grain in it. So what I mean by that is sometimes, oh, let me fix this. So what I mean by that is if you are putting a lot of color down and you're using not as expensive paper, sometimes you'll see like bits of pulp like standing out that you just won't attach color to it, but this has got its grains all in the same way, so it'll collect color really nicely. So I've got two different ways. I've got the 160 GSM and I've got the 100 GSM. The 100 GSM is just for the strips, just to make the page less bulky. Obviously here we've got some things. It's got somebody's receipt on the back of it, but yeah, I get these printed at Hello Print. There's a link for a bit of money off in my description for that one, and obviously here's my phone here. I'll link that specific one too. Desk one is from IKEA. I've got a lovely A3 mat as well. Obviously I've got my vinyl here. This is all the colors that I use. These are from MDP. They can run quite pricey, especially when you start to run out of stuff, but obviously I've got a lot of purple because I know that's the one that's being sold, and I got some spares over here, but they're minding their way up. And this is obviously my vinyl cutter. I don't even think this is available. It's so outdated technology, but it works for me. Obviously on top of Ray, this is the laptop that I used to run the whole business from, and that is there. So I don't, there's no point me showing you which one that is, but yeah, that's what I would just cut vinyl with now. So looking after some receipts up there, we've got 2 towers of these little things. These are little buttes. They used to be really, really handy for me to hold dice, but I've found that I have to sort of hold a lot more than what fits in there, so I need to think of a new purpose for these. I have got some dice there that aren't released into anything. What I did start to do is to move them into these little jars from IKEA, but it just wasn't working for me. So I found a new solution. This is the laminator that I use. This is Hilda. She is a Swordfish Armored 660. She's probably the best purchase I ever made. I actually just recently purchased a second one. The thing about her is she is good to go for commercial use. She has been a bit blobby recently, so she's going to the repairers, but I'll have another one in the meantime. People do ask as well what these are. So these are little sheets here that you put it in and it keeps it safe. So I've got a couple of these. They work in any laminator and they just keep it sandwiched nice and tight. I've got an A4 one and I got one for cash envelopes here. And they go out over onto an upturned in tray, which I'll link in the description as well, just to keep it flat, because it comes out literally here. And I like it to stay flat and straight, and so that we don't laminate a curve into them. Here are some trays. What I do here is I keep older windows in here. So these are for middies, just where I have excess and stuff like that, just to keep it out of the dust and cat hair. There's quite a lot missing at the moment, but because we've been really busy. I've got this little tray, and in here I have my, well, cough sweets for when I'm poorly, but these Repesco hole punches for the A6 and the A7, and they work really well. I just had to think about these, right? It's these hole sections, they move, and I recently had to throw one away because it moved a bit too much and all the holes were unaligned, so I had to replace a load of orders because of that. So just be careful of those. I've got a little pot here. This is where I keep all of my sharps in here. This was I don't know where I got it from. I know I got it from Poundland and something was in there, but I just keep all my sharps. So there's old cutter blades in there and stuff like that. So when that's full, I'll take it away. These cutting boards I use all the time. They are double-sided pink and purple. You can get loads of different colors. I've had black before, I've had all sorts of colors, but it's nice to have purple, and that's the pink side there. In the middle, I've got some more magazine racks. This is where I have my Packed with Jake stickers, and these are on sheets, and as you can see they're pre-packed, ready to go, pre-cut, so they're sort of that size. That I believe are from Hello Print as well, but you probably could do it yourself, but I think I've just got Hello Print to do them. And this is, so I use 2 different weights of laminating pouch to make my cash envelopes. One weight is 150 microns, as you can see, and this is the brand that I prefer. I like the way that the adhesive disperses and stuff like that. I buy 250 at a time. I buy a lot of packs of them. We've got over here some little cellos. I'm not particularly particular about cellos, but I go through this DL size a lot more than any other. They are the perfect size for a cash envelope. So yeah, this is the size I use. This is A5 and this is A6. I get these from a particular place online, Paper Tent, because yeah, they're good. But the A6s, I just buy them whenever they're cheap. So sometimes you see them in B&M, sometimes they're in Home Bargains, sometimes they're cheap all over the place. I've got these, that is from, I think that's from the range, and that would have been like £1. So you can get them really cheap. I am hoping to sort of upgrade them and go towards like compostable ones and things like that, but I'm not there yet because these are just, I go through them so quickly. This is my ruler that I always use. The reason why, because it gives you a nice straight line, but then it's got rubber on the inside, so it doesn't really move, especially when you're using like shiny bits and bobs. So I have 2 of these. These are a Helix ruler. Focus, focus, Helix. I have these. These were printed at Hello Print. This is my vinyl decal thing here, and so were those. I've got one of these as well. This is what let me show you this actually. This is really good. This is where I store all of my stickers. So I'm out of stock of like so many stickers. My nose pens are in here. I've got these. I've got those. So I keep all of these in here, just separated, just so they're upright. And this is like like a, I don't know what sort of box it is for, but it was like £3, something like that, from Amazon. So there's that. That's my little thing there. This was from Planners in Crime, if I remember. I'll try to link that in the description. This here is my pegboard. This is from IKEA. What I store on here is all of the thank you cards I've ever done. So there's those, and I've got Bestie bracelets. I've got those colouring in pencils that you get when you get the Kids Savings Challenge, my logo. I've got some rainbow duct tape that I've never been able to use. In there I've got some stickers that I very rarely use, but I use them for the advent calendar, so I'm keeping hold of them. I've got just bits and bobs really, stickers and all sorts of bits that I don't need very often, but it's bright and colourful, so I keep them up there. That's my pink, that is from Amazon actually. That's my pink little memo cards. I just put like thank you cards and things like that that people send me, which I absolutely love. Moving down, I've got app tape here for my vinyl. That is from MDP. This is the perfect app tape for me. I've got these. You can't buy those anymore because I made the stocker sell out of them. So this is all I've got, and I think there's some still available on my Etsy store. There's another one of these jars, empty, from IKEA, and this is the only jar that's in use. These are the dice that come free with Savings Challenge Volume 1, and I'm probably gonna have to restock these soon because, well, we've got the most popular colours anyway, so they're there. Those are my Happy Mails. They come on a little string like that, and they are from Hello Print, I believe. These are just down here at the moment because I have to put my little thing, and I'll link this as well. This is what my phone holds into, and this is ready for the live that I'm filming tonight, but it needed to go a bit further back, so I had to remove the shelf. But I've got my wild cards in here. These little plastic boxes are from, I think they're from the Plastic Box Shop, which is really, really affordable. And the cards I get printed at Print Ink. Moving out, we have these. Oh, let me move out a bit further back. These are Billy bookcases. They're the shorter ones. You can get ones that go from the ground all the way up, but I just got the short ones because I wanted them to go. Remember, I used to have just one and I needed two, so here's the two. So obviously above we've got all of this up here. We've got where I store extra of those. We've got all of these. These are A6s. I've got my little planners, A5s, A7s, got these beauties, which I absolutely love. So that's all where the storage of like surplus stuff that I've got lots of. And obviously there's space under tables for that. But yeah, this is where I store most of the stuff. So these here, these are from Primark. They're just these little collapsible little trays. I've got loads of them. And these here, these rigid ones, they were from a cutlery tray thing, but they like all in separate. So they work really, really nice. But I recently went to the range and I got these. I prefer them because they're a bit wider and they're pretty much the same size as the shelf. So they have this size and they also have this size, and I'll tell you more about that in a sec. I've got these all labelled up, and how nice do they look? They're all of the envelope packs that I do, so they're all in the 4s. There's a little space here for this vinyl strip that I got, which obviously I cut out myself, and they've got a Dymo label on there. So I've got an old Dymo label writer. It is actually my sister-in-law's, and it's right here. Here's an extra shelf, by the way, and I've got another extra shelf down there. But this is the Dymo label writer here. It's an old one, but it is a goodie, and there's some spares there. I've got two types of envelope that I like to use. So this is a hard backed one. It's white. I prefer white over craft, and they are from Amazon. And I've obviously got the puffer ones. I don't want to move those out. These ones I ordered by accident here. They're like DL size, but they're exactly DL, so it's really hard to find stuff to fit them, so I'm trying to work through these. This is where I keep spares. These here, sorry, you can't see, these are obviously the bags. I keep them down here. I've got some more envelopes. These are brown, these are A4 brown ones, and I'd rather not have brown, but it's all I could afford at a point when I was going to buy them, so I need to work through them. These are square ones, and they are purchased specifically for the what's it called up there, the debt diary. So they're purchased specifically because they're the exact right size, and these are from Ideal Envelopes. It's not the cheapest there, but that's like the only place I could find it. I've got spare Dymo labels for my Dymo printer. That Dymo printer down there that I got gifted off my Amazon wish list. I've got my cash trays here, and here is my little trays. So they're on a little track that my brother made for me. This is where I store like excess envelopes and stuff like that. Obviously Infinity's sold out, but I've sourced some more dice. But yeah, that's where they are, and I'll link this in description. So everything you see, I will try to link in the description. If I can't find a link, I will find a duplicate, and then if I've missed anything, let me know. But yeah, essentially, that's everything that's in my office. Oh, this is from Argos from a while ago, this square thing. I'll try and find that too. Yeah. Oh, and there's A4 cellos there. There's so much tucked around every single corner here, and I know it looks like a bit of a mess, but I know where everything is, and it works really, really well for me. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and I hope you like the links. Hi guys, gals and all buying pals, thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please give this video some love. Make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe. And if you are going to comment, please use this emoji or that emoji. I'm using a different camera, so I don't know where the source is. If you do have any specific questions, please leave them in the comments. And if I have missed out a link for something, either there's a reason or I've forgotten, just ask and I'll see what I can do in the comments. But yeah, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for being here. A massive extra special thank you to the patrons who support me, because without your support, I can't have this lovely room. And I know it looks a mess, and I know it's not ideal, and I know I need a bigger space, and I know everything about this place, but the patrons make this work, and me, you know, it's an extra room in a house that I wouldn't normally be able to afford. So thank you so much for putting me in a position to even have this. We are at the end of today's video. Thank you so much for being here, and yeah, we'll do some budgeting in the next video. Until then, I would like you to have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, have a wonderful budget. Always remember, don't trust Ira. And bestie, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.